Since I sew the welt in by hand, the next step for me is making the stitching holes in the front and back sides of the holster pouch. To keep the holes aligned as I work down the main stem, I use heavy stitching needles and bulldog clips to secure the main stem from shifting. In this way, I'm able to make the holes all the way down through the toe of the holster and keep them aligned. To transfer the stitching holes from the front of the holster pouch to the welt is temporarily cemented in place. Since the leather has been treated with extra virgin olive oil, the cement will not hold well. A dried coat of gum tragacanth over the leather will help the cement hold temporarily. When the cement has cured, I carefully align the welt with the front edge of the holster pouch. I then tap the bond with a hammer to help it hold. Then, using a firm surface, but one the awl will penetrate, I transfer the stitching holes in the pouch through the welt. The awl must be held perfectly straight up and down while the stitching holes are being driven through the welt. If not, the welt will be out of kilter when sewn into the main stem. Generally, the cement bond between the front of the pouch and the welt will hold long enough to sew the main stem into place. I found wearing gloves with rubber fingers and palms protects my hands and improves my grip while hand sewing. The main stem generally needs some trimming after sewing because rarely does everything line up exactly the way it's supposed to. I prefer a No. 4 safety skiver for this job. After trimming, recoloring the main stem may be necessary. Then, gum tragacanth can be used to burnish and finish the seam. The next step is to fit the loop of the holster pouch. Wrap the loop around the pouch using the parallel lines on the back of the holster pouch as a gauge. Make sure there is enough loop on each side to be engaged by the rivets through the skirt. Trim the loop so the ends are more or less parallel. Then, just in from the end, make marks 1/4 inch from each edge and apart from each other at both ends. With a 1/16 inch drive punch, make a hole at each mark. Using a baseball stitch and light waxed thread, lace the two ends of the loop together. I lost the video of this portion of the tutorial, but I have still photos from another holster showing how the tightly laced loop is to be positioned between the parallel lines on the back of the pouch. The skirt is then folded over and aligned with the toe tab. A stylus or pen is used to mark the rivet hole placement on the loop. With the rivet holes marked on the loop, unlace the loop and lay it flat. Using an 1/8 inch drive punch, make the rivet holes in the loop. The excess loop can be trimmed and the corners cut if desired. Rivet the loop to the skirt. Gently bending the holster pouch, ease it through the loop and line up the toe tab of the pouch with the skirt. With the end of the skirt aligned with the pouch tab, sew the pouch tab to the skirt. To set the final snap in the safety strap, insert the weapon into the holster. Snap the main safety strap to the thumb brake sewn into the holster. Wrap the safety strap over the weapon and mark where the snap needs to be set into the strap. Punch a hole and set the male half of the line 20 snap into the safety strap. the holster is finished. With the extended loop for the holster to fit a 2 1/4 utility belt, it will look much like this.